Hi, my name's Evan, and in this video I'm going to go through a small demonstration of how you might actually teach with the tools available on the ProColor 3. This is a lesson designed for really young students, maybe kindergarten or early elementary school, and we're going to be learning about some shapes today. So if that's similar to your situation, you can think of how you might use some of these tools yourself to cover the subjects that interest you. So right here I have the MimioStudio software open. This is included with the ProColor, and it's running right now on the PC that's built into this panel. And I'm going to go into full screen here so we can get the full experience, make this content really large and engaging for the students. So we can start off with something like a learning objective. Simple here, we're going to be learning about mostly 3 different types of shapes here. And we can start with just a brief overview where I'll tell the children, you know, this is a triangle, and we can go through the different vertices or sides. You probably have to explain exactly what those are if it's the first time for these students, but you can use something like the pen tool that's built into these panels. So if you go over here to the pen tool that's in the sidebar, now you can talk a little bit more specifically about a vertex versus a side. You can count them up. You can also do something like switch to the note application really quickly and easily. So you can draw your own shapes, for example. So let's put a triangle up here. And you can use your marker tool here, of course, to count up the number of points here. So if we switch back here with the back arrow, you can just go right back into MimioStudio, right where you left off. And we can go advance to the next page here where we have a simple activity. Children can come up to the board and find the triangles. So this is a great way to bring students, maybe a couple different kids up. And you can use some of the tools that are on the display here if you want students to maybe circle one of the shapes, or they can just point to them, make a little X, something like that. And we can scroll through some of these different options here. We can introduce different kinds of shapes. And then we can get to maybe a more interactive activity where students have to decide which categories these shapes belong to. You see we have a variety over here where students might have to decide, you know, is this a triangle? And this that looks very different also counts as a triangle. It's a good opportunity to bring up some of the little oddballs that are in the chart here, things that don't necessarily conform to the things that we've already been talking about. Good way to introduce some new concepts. We go to the next page here. This is more of a labeling activity. You can get students to pull something out of the mystery box here and put that label where it goes. You'll see we also have a couple new shapes, maybe if students have heard of those before or you've introduced them in a previous lesson. And then we can advance to something a little bit even more creative where students can come up to the board and build their own picture. So these shapes, they can move them around, choose what they want to do, maybe decide that these ones here, the pentagon and the rectangle, maybe look like a little tree. It's all up to them. So you can really build on students' creativity and engagement here using these touch screens. Now this is all done in MimioStudio, but of course there are other programs available on this panel as well. Maybe we can go to something like Chrome here and pull up a little sing-along. That'll help students learn more about shapes and really get excited about learning. So there's a lot of different options for using the different tools on these displays. Of course, that's going to be up to you and whatever is most appropriate for you in your classroom, but hopefully this has given you a few ideas that you can build on about the kinds of options that you have using one of these touchscreen panels. And if you have questions about maybe some of the software, the tools that I've been showing, or maybe how to address an older group of students, please see some of the other videos in the series.